Everyone. Welcome to Fabulous Living with Angela Jones. I'm your host, Angela Jones. Happy Sunday! And it's the last Sunday of the summer. Can you believe that? Oh, where's the time gone? This summer has gone by incredibly fast. I know I say something to that effect every week. I think as I'm getting older, I'm just more conscious of how fast time is going by. So, but this time is legit like flying by because this is the last weekend of the summer. So, this show in a way is kind of, saying, this is summer's last hurrah. Womp womp. But I'm really not that sad because as much as I don't like the winter, I don't like the summer. I don't really like summer weather. I don't like to be sweaty and hot, and I don't like summer clothes or any of that jazz. So I am all about the fall, but I like to stay present and in the moment because fall is not until next week. As I said, I think I shared with you guys last week when I went to Costco. All the fall stuff is out already. Pump the brakes, people. Pump your brakes. We got 6 more days until it's fall. Then you can put all your pumpkin stuff out and all that stuff. That's fine. And honestly, for me, this is just me. I really don't even really feel like it's like really fall until it's October. That's just me, though. But anyway, we're going to kind of today be kind of wrapping things up with all things with some with some summer, well, one summer thing that I'm going to start off the show with. And then today's show is all about um, the perfect appetizers. So I've got some really cool ideas that I want to share with you guys about the perfect appetizers and snacks for binge watching. I know you're like, what? But think about it. Summer's over. Most shows are on hiatus during the summer. So that means that they're all coming back in the fall. So what I decided to do today was I'm going to focus on one thing that's going to kind of be like our summer thing, but it's also kind of like something you can have anytime, honestly. But especially in the summer months, we kind of think about this. And then I just kind of thought that it would be cool to kind of share with you some really small, cool, small bites that you can have while can't talk today while you're binge watching your favorite shows. For me personally, I am not a big TV person, but I will say that in recent months, I've become more of a TV person because now you can watch so much stuff on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and different things like that. So I find for me that TV is like a nice, mindless departure from my job. Love my job, but it's very intense and it keeps me on my toes and it's very busy. So when I get home in the evenings, I don't want to look at a computer screen. I don't want to look at my phone. I do end up watching a screen because sometimes I end up watching TV, but have ended up watching some really cool stuff. Um, that is kind of like my guilty pleasure lately, but I have recently I'm late to the game as I often am when it comes to TV stuff. I don't know if when Sex and the City was out, I didn't watch it when everybody was watching it on HBO back, well, now I could think that's been 20 years ago. I got into it like maybe, I don't know, in the last 8 to 10 years is when I finally started watching Sex and the City. Of course, I've watched it all a million and one times, but I always get to things a little late to the game, and that is the case with Power. I know a lot of you guys out there have been watching Power. What kind of look was that, D? I'm that late, but I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up. I know. Okay, that's what that look was for. Okay. I thought you were looking at me like, Andrew, you just get to the game. But I am just getting to the game. And when I got into it, I was like a psycho trying to catch up on all of it. And then I wanted to make sure I had all the perfect little snacks when I was watching. So I thought this would be the perfect way because I'm sure all of you guys out there are anxiously awaiting your favorite shows. I've gotten into Power over this past summer, and then more like late spring, early summer, I got into This Is Us, which I love. I love This Is Us. I cannot wait for its fall premiere in a couple of weeks. So I'm very excited about that. I actually think I'm going to have like a This Is Us watch party because I love it. I love that show. But anyway, as I was saying, I got all caught up with Power and I thought, hey, you know, I want to have the perfect snacks. I want to share with everybody what my perfect little bites are. So that's what today's show is going to be about. But first up, since today is the very last weekend day of summer, I thought something, it's still a little warm out. It's not hot here in DC, but it's a little warm. So I thought we're going to start off with a nice classic vanilla milkshake. So, Dee, if we can pull up the PowerPoint, I'm going to put up some tips. I have a PowerPoint, and then it contains some of the perfect tips for making a great milkshake. So yeah, so I said that these are perfect appetizers for weekend binge watching, and it's also football season, so these are some great bites that you can try for your game parties or whether you're tailgating. Some of it may not travel so well for tailgating, so we're just going to say your game parties that you're having in your home. Let's go. All right. These are the rules of engagement for binge watching. Eat, binge watching marathon, sleep, repeat. That's what you do. That is exactly what you do. Eat, binge watch, sleep, repeat. You just keep that going all weekend long. And that is exactly what I've been doing all weekend long. The only time I came up for air was to run errands yesterday and to go to church today. That was it. Next, please, sir. Thank you. All right. The makings of a perfect milkshake. We can actually make the screen bigger, and you can just make me small, please. That'd be great. Thank you, dear. All right. So the key here is balance. You definitely want to make sure that you have the perfect ratio of ice cream to milk. And, you want to make sure, too, that you're not using too much milk. Because if you're using too much milk, you're going to make it runny. And there's nothing good about a runny milkshake. You want it to be nice and thick. But, for me, I don't like it too thick. If it's too thick, then I can't put it through the straws. Like, what's the point? Then I may as well just eat ice cream if I have to use a spoon, right? So you want to make sure you have just the right amount of milk. And one thing I want to say about milk, you can feel free to use 2% if you use 2%. Whole milk is actually the preference because you do want it to be as rich as possible. But I'm going to be using half and half, which is half cream, half milk. So you get a little bit of richness to balance out, a little bit of milk to balance out the richness of the cream. One other tip number 3 is do not add ice to a milkshake. I know that, sometimes when people think of something being made in a blender, they think they need to add ice, and that is a no-no because ice is going to dilute the rich and the creaminess of the milk and the ice cream. So that's kind of counterintuitive. We don't want that. We don't want it to be diluted. We want it to be as rich as possible. So save your ice for your smoothies, okay? So last but not least, you don't want to use ice cream that's too cold. You actually want it to be fairly soft. And I know you're like, that's kind of counterintuitive, but it isn't, because if you have ice cream that's too cold, it's not going to give you the right consistency that you're going to need to make the milkshake. So you want it to be fairly soft. So I today have some vanilla ice cream here. Vanilla bean ice cream because that's my favorite. And it's really fairly soft. So let me move this blender over. And then I'm going to do enough to make 2 milkshakes. So I'm going to add, I'm going to add couple of scoops of ice cream. And while we're talking about the ice cream, of course, you can use any flavor that you want. But I'll be honest with you, I think the vanilla is a good base, and then add your flavorings to it. If you want strawberries, then add fresh strawberry. Of course, you can use strawberry ice cream, of course. And if you want a chocolate milkshake, you can use chocolate ice cream. But there's something, too, about just using a base of vanilla. So, I think that should be good. We have I did about 5 scoops of ice cream. And I really love vanilla, so if you want to enhance the flavor of the vanilla, add a little splash of vanilla extract to it. So you can really give it that, that vanilla punch there. And then, as I said, I'm doing half and half because I just like to be extra because I am. And I'm just doing a little splash of it. And then if I find that I need to add more, then I can always add more. It's good to kind of like just kind of feel it out a little bit. And then we're ready to roll. Uh-oh. Try the other one on the other side. Okay, I should have tested it out. Sorry, folks. Hold tight. Oh. All right. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to smooth this over so that we're closer to this plug on this side. All right. Ah, now we're cooking with grease. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we've got here. Perfect consistency. I mean, like, perfect. Yay! Now, of course, if you wanted to do like, to make this a chocolate milkshake, you can add your syrup. If you wanted to add, make it strawberry, like I said, you could add your frozen strawberries to it. There's so many different things you can do if you just start off with a vanilla base. If you wanted to make this like a peanut butter chocolate milkshake, like more of like a Reese's cup kind of like taste, you can add some peanut butter and some chocolate to it. And if you want to do something like a banana pudding-ish kind of like taste, you can also add fresh bananas to it. And in that one, I would add like a little bit of cinnamon and maybe a little bit of some kind of liqueur to it. I'm trying to think of what flavor I would want to do with banana. Because I don't eat bananas. Do you eat bananas? What flavor would you put in? What would you? Yeah, like a liqueur. You could probably, yeah, rum. Yes, rum would be if you want to booze it up. And of course, if you wanted to make these alcoholic, you can always, add a splash of your favorite booze to it. Like, for instance, if I were doing something with the, maybe like maybe more of the chocolatey one, I would do something with Kahlua, because that would be really good with the chocolate. And maybe make it taste sort of like a mudslide. So you can always do that to kind of make it taste more of an adult beverage. So remember my handy dandy mason jars that I think I showed on the show, and I did salads in them and all that? These things come in handy for so much. So I thought today, I was thinking, I don't have any, glasses for, I was going to kind of use like the glasses, the pedestal glasses that you would see a milkshake in. And then I thought, my little, mason jars will be just fine. So, here we are. Uh-oh. You know what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what? Hold tight. I'm gonna blend it again because I think it sat a little longer. That's okay. We're gonna do it again. We're not even gonna get bent out of shape about it. You know what? Now that I see the consistency of it, I want to add a little more ice cream to it, so we can thicken this bad boy up. Because we don't want, like I just said, we don't want a runny milkshake. So, yeah. Add a couple more scoops to it. Uh-oh. All right. Excuse the noise. Gotta do it again. What's that? Oh, thank you. That's why. Let's see. There. Got to get in that groove. And we're going to add just one little tiny splash more, because we did add a little more milk, ice cream to it. All right. All right. Nice. stir before we pour. All right. I actually like mine a little bit thicker than this, but we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to make a little mess too. It's all good. All right, so stir it a little bit. Make sure it's getting nice and you know what a good idea to do too is to make sure it stays cold is to frost your glasses. Put them in the freezer. You know, so that when you're ready for it, your glass is extra cold. So we're gonna do a little whipped cream. Oh, we're gonna do a lot of whipped cream. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot. Then we have our maraschino cherry. We're gonna plop right on top. And then, why not with a little, you know, I like chocolate, but I don't really like chocolate ice cream, but I do like chocolate syrup, so I'm gonna finish it with a little chocolate syrup. So now I'm gonna go in. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's yummy. Really good. Nice way to end the last weekend of summer. So I'm going to continue to work on this, and I'll be right back up with some really cool appetizers to help you get through your whole weekend, binge session. Right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fabulous Living. So, as I still kind of sit here and bask in the last days of summer with my yummy milkshake, everyone here at the studio said, Miss Angela, they taste like Chick-fil-A. I'm like, yes, thank you. Thanks, Bree. So, we're going to kind of get into some more of my other favorite snacks and treats and quick little bites that you can make. Now, fall, as I've said at the top of the show, is my favorite time of the year. I love fall. I love fall and I like spring. Winter and summer, those extremes, y'all can have them. Can't do them. I'm a winter baby, but I don't like winter. But fall is, to me, is the season when we're doing a lot of gathering, and it's about family and things. I'm not saying that it's not that about that any other time of the year, but fall where, you know, the leaves are falling and it's kind of, you're focusing on, you're gathering a lot because it's football season. Last week I went to my son's first home game at Virginia Tech, as I think I shared with you guys. And so this is the time we're going to be doing a lot of gathering for either tailgates or birthdays, because we have a lot of fall birthdays in my family, or we're going to be gathering for Thanksgiving. And, so it's just that time of the year when we're just going to be gathering and doing a lot of socializing. So these, snacks and treats aren't just for game or aren't just for binge watching or anything like that. They're really good for any gathering that you're going to have. So these are some really quick bites that you can have for, any kind of gathering. But I just kind of thought, since I've been doing so much binge watching, that I would share what I like to eat when I'm binge watching. So we're going to go back to the PowerPoint, and I'm going to share with you a couple of really cool things that I think are like the perfect little bite. So first up, I think it's either barbecue brisket, chicken, or pork sliders, depending on your preference. So incredibly yummy, especially if you have them with like either little potato rolls or brioche buns or Hawaiian rolls or anything like that. So good. And with the chicken or the pork, you can add a little bit of slaw on top. So good. Really, really tasty, quick bites that you can make. And if you don't want to make your own, you can buy your own these days. Jack Daniel's has a really good brand of prepackaged that's already fully cooked. All you have to do is warm it up. So you can put those on, put that meat on a slider bun, heat it up, put it on your nice warm bun, and toast it and run it up in the oven, and you have the perfect bite. Add a little bit of slaw or what have you on it, or pickles if that's your thing to add to it, and it's a perfect little bite. We're gonna, I should have put the cheesy burgers last because that's what I'm gonna focus on here and share with you guys today. But the next thing, I wanted to skip over that one, and we're gonna do like the sweet and spicy fried chicken biscuits. Really, really good. Dee, can you pull up that picture that I sent to you? And I'll just keep talking. You just tell me when you're ready. Okay. And then the other thing that I think are just great bites, because again, I'm a carb and a meat lover. Sorry, but not sorry. That's just who I am. And and instead of like making like a whole tray of macaroni and cheese, just make little small bites. And all you have to do is make macaroni and cheese the way you would typically make it. And then just put it in little muffin tins. And they're perfect appetizers for a party. If you're just trying to make enough just for yourself while you're binge watching, it's perfect. So these are some fried chicken biscuits that I did once upon a time, not so long ago. I did cater. And I had a client that wanted these fried chicken biscuits. So I prepared these. Some were on regular biscuits, and then some were on sweet potato biscuits, all from scratch. I fried every morsel of the chicken myself and battered it in a nice buttermilk batter. And then I deep fried it, and then I made a sweetened honey sauce with honey, a little bit of red pepper flakes, and some hot sauce. So good. It's a perfect balance of like that sweet taste and that nice spicy kick too. Now you can also make a shortcut. I mean, I typically, I'm getting better at not feeling like I have to make everything from scratch, But if you are thinking, Ange, that's just way too much, you can still achieve that same idea with, um, store bought chicken tenders. Tyson's makes chicken tenders that you can make, like, buy already prepared. And you can just maybe make the sauce from scratch and then put them on a canned biscuit, or you can use a biscuit mix or something like that. But they're delicious nonetheless, really. Scratch, of course, is always better. But if you must make them from, if you must, do a pre-prepared thing, they're still just as yummy. And another little quick thing you could do for that, instead of doing the biscuit, which is something I've been wanting to play around with, is to do it instead, just use mini waffles. And then you can kind of get the play on the chicken and the waffle kind of deal too. So that's something you can do for a quick bite, or even if you want to use it as a full sandwich. That's a good idea too. I may have to play around with that. So, but today I wanted to focus on these cheesy burgers. This is a recipe that I found, I don't know, maybe last year, I think. I was just trying to think of some different things that I could have for game day. Sometimes I'm not always able to make it to all of Darius's football games. So I like to kind of have some snacks at home while I'm watching the game, whether I'm having people over or not. There's always a good excuse to have snacks. So I came across this recipe on on a fellow blogger's site. It's Kevin and Amanda. I think their website is kevinandamanda.com. And they have these cheesy burgers, and they say also known as diamond burgers. I don't know what the diamond thing means or whatever. But anyway, cheesy burgers is what we're going to call them today. And they're great because all it is, it's like a slider. It's a perfect little bite, but it's a burger. But instead of being in a patty form, you make your ground beef, and then you add rotel to it, cumin, grated garlic, salt, pepper, and like I said, the can of rotel. And for those who don't know what rotel is like a southwestern Texan kind of thing. It's tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and chilies. So it kind of gives you that little bit of a kick, but it's not going to be really spicy. It's not spicy at all, actually, and I like spicy stuff. There's no kick to it, and I've served it to people that don't like spicy stuff, and it didn't have any kick to it. But if you wanted to have a little kick to it, you could always add some additional chilies, which is what I like to do when I'm preparing it just for me. So what you want to do is you want to start off by, first things first, we're going to grease our pan. And this is just a 9 by 13 pan. And it doesn't have to be ceramic. It can be a glass Pyrex dish. And then you want to use your buns. Now, today I'm using Sara Lee Artisano bakery rolls. So good. They're so good. I mean, they're so soft and they're so yummy. But you could use any kind of party rolls that you may see in your grocery section. So we're going to take these out. And I'm just going to take them out 6 at a time. And then what I'm going to do is, because I forgot to bring my knife, but staff had a knife here, so we're going to wing it with this plastic knife. And they'll be just fine because they're so soft. We're going to slice the buns in half. Split them, rather. All the way down. We'll kind of I'm going to use my hands to kind of expedite this and break the rest of them up. There we are. And we're going to put the flat side in the bottom, the bottom, of course, of the rolls in the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to proceed to do the same with the others. Of course, this would be easier if I had a nice long knife and it wouldn't take as long, but hey, we're going to wing it today. Sometimes you have to do that. And you know what, to be honest with you, if you're doing this like if you were tailgating or something like that, hey, when I tailgate, I have to work it. I have to work with what I have. So sometimes, hey, I'm grateful to have a plastic knife. So this works. So we have all of the bottoms down in there. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all of the tops off and just place them right here on the side until I'm ready to put them back on. I'm going to see if I can keep all of these intact. And this is a delicious, delicious dish here. And you know what I love about this dish too? Is that you can mix this all up and you can actually bake it the next day if you wanted to. So this is really a really good bake ahead kind of deal. So this is kind of what we wanted. This is all I did, which is I just put the bottoms of the buns in the pan. And like I said, I already had in the interest of time and because I don't have a stove or anything here, I already prepared the ground beef, with and it's just 1 pound of ground beef with onions, the rotel, and then all the seasonings, the salt, the pepper, the fresh minced garlic, cumin, and that was everything that I put in there. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put all of this on top of the buns. So we want to make sure we're spreading it evenly because we want to make sure that we are, uh-oh. All right, we're back in business. Had a little technical difficulty, but we're back. So all I was saying is I just took all of the ground beef and put it in the bottom, on top of the on the top of the bread. Now, as far as the cheese kind of deal, you know what, Dee? I'm going to have you go because, let's see. Hold on. I'm going to pull something up, and then I'm going to see. If you go to, can I text you this, Dee? Okay, I'm going to send you this. What I'm going to do is I want him to pull, I'm going to have which I should have already done. Sorry, people. I'm going to pull this recipe up. Yeah. And I'm going to text it so we can have it so you guys can see the end result. Because obviously you won't be able to see it while I'm here at the studio. But if you go to my my Instagram page tonight, you'll be able to pull it up. So we have our beef in. Then next we're going to put in some cheddar cheese. And on their website, what they do is they have 12 slices of cheddar cheese slices, and they put it all over the bread. I didn't have any cheddar cheese at home, and I was not going back out to the store. And this is, again, where I like to improvise with recipes and kind of make them my own. Now, if you have a different kind of cheese preference, maybe it's not cheddar, maybe it's provolone, or, maybe it's jack or pepper jack or anything. Do your thing. Whatever cheese you like. So I decided that since I didn't have any sliced cheese, I just brought some cheddar, some shredded cheddar cheese. And I'm just going to pour some of that all over the mixture, the beef mixture. There. You want to make it, and it's your preference as far as how much you want to put on there. If you want them super duper cheesy, you may want to add a little bit more. As you can see, I might want mine a little super duper cheesy. So I put that on. Then, now, we're going to put our tops. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I'm back. I don't know what happened there. We had another little malfunction there, but all I'm doing now is I'm putting the tops right back on the bread. Putting them right back on. I'm trying to put the ends where the ends were and all of that good stuff. Not that it really matters when it's going down. It really doesn't matter. So you want everything to be in the pan like so. Now, here comes the best part. Were you able to did you get the website? Okay. Are you ready for it? Give me 1 sec. I'll let you know. I just want to make sure you got it. All right. Thank you. So now I want to tell you about this sauce, this glaze that you put on top. It is so good. Actually, you can pull it up. Let's pull it up. Why not. Let's pull it up. Why am I trying to walk through it all? The glaze, actually, to be honest with you, the glaze is what makes these burgers. So if we can scroll down a little bit, that's the finished result. Now we'll go back to that. But so right a little bit further. Doo-doo-doo. Yep, a little further down to where the sauce is, to where the glaze is. Yeah. Okay, right here. So right here, right above, if you scroll down a little bit more, yeah. Um, this is the sauce, and it's a stick of butter. It's mustard, Worcestershire sauce, sesame seeds, brown sugar, and I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else. I think that's everything I put in there. Yeah, that's it. That is it. And I used on here. They just said just brown sugar, so you could use either dark or regular or light brown sugar. I like to use dark brown sugar, so my glaze is going to look a little darker than the one that you see there. But I brought the glaze here, and I'm going to proceed to pour the glaze over. And I make mine a little thicker because I just want it to be a little more um, of a richer taste. So you just proceed to pour it on. You may think, oh, that's going to be too much. Nope. Trust me. I've baked these before and it's not too much. So you pour the glaze over. And then you just kind of want to make sure you're blending it all in so that it's, you know, the spots that maybe you missed, you can kind of cover those. Then, if, like I said, if you wanted to from this point, you could then, put them in the oven on 350 for 25 minutes. If you wanted to say, hey, I want to just be ahead of the game and you're making a lot of them for an event for the next, the next day, then you can just put them in the fridge overnight and then just make them the next day or earlier that day, what have you. But these, for me, these will be my little snacks when I get home tonight and maybe this week as I'm watching other things. So like I said, I put a little more brown sugar in mine because I wanted it to be a little bit of a more of a richer sauce, and it works because everybody loves these. And there is the finished result. The photo, that last photo there. Can we zoom in on that possibly, Anthony? Okay, cool. No, the one online. Yeah, the finished product. Yeah, because we're going to pretend like I put these in the fridge or sat them away. But the ones online. And there you are. They're the perfect bite because they're cheesy, they're toasty, they're so incredibly good. And they're easy. Anybody can make these. They're super duper simple. So that is the recipe for the cheesy burgers. Now, if you want the recipe, like I said, I followed their recipe pretty much to the T. And it's www.kevinandamanda.com to get the recipe, and then just do a search for cheesy burgers and you'll find them there. So now we're going to zoom back to the PowerPoint, and I want to just share with you a couple of my favorite snacks here. Love, love, love these snacks. So, one of my other favorite snacks, now I'm a chip person. I cannot eat a sandwich. Like something like this, I have to have potato chips or like waffle fries or some kind of french fries with them. It's just me. When I eat a cold sandwich, I cannot eat a sandwich without potato chips. That's just one of my weird little quirks. I have to have that perfect mix of the crunch and then, the whatever the taste is for the sandwich. Like I can't have all that soft, like nice fresh bread and the cheese and the meat and all that, but then I need some crunch or something too. So I've got to have like some chips or something. So my typical go-to chips are Utz. I love Utz potato chips. I am an Utz girl through and through. But I don't know how I got turned on to these, but somebody, I think it was a coworker or somebody, turned me on to these Cape Cod waffle cut sea salt potato chips. They are the bomb. They're really good, and it's really odd because typically I don't like kettle cooked potato chips because I think they're too crunchy and they're too hard. But these are really good because they're. I think I like the fact that they're waffle cut because they remind me of like Chick-fil-A fries. But they're really good, and I like that they are gluten free. They don't have any GMO and no artificial preservatives too. So that also helps when you're snacking on your sitting on your couch, binge watching your favorite show, catching up. You want to at least kind of feel like you don't feel as guilty about eating the whole bag. I'm going to move on to the next thing on that note. The other thing that I love too is sometimes I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want something sweet or if I want something salty, but I love that Boom Chicka Pop has the perfect combo. This is their sweet and salty kettle corn. So amazing because you get the sweetness because of um, the kettle corn taste, and then they add sea salt to it, so you have the saltiness. So it's the perfect snack. So if you're having a little snack attack, these are two of my favorite snacks that I've started eating most recently that I think you'd really love. Next up, then when I just want something sweet, I don't want anything salty. I just want something sweet. My go-to snack, and I know I've shared this on the show 15 million times, so you're going to hear it for the 15 millionth and one time. Tate's chocolate chip cookies, bomb.com. The best. If you're not going to make any chocolate chip cookies, buy these chocolate chip cookies. Tate's, y'all need to send me some money because I have talked about your cookies a long time. Maybe y'all can y'all don't even have to send me any money. Can you send your girl a couple of dozen of the bags of the Tate's cookies, please? Thank you very much. I like the regular chocolate chip, not the gluten-free. Thank you. But those are my go-to cookies. And then for another salty snack, I love the late July tortilla chips. And there's a link, Dee, you can click on that link there. There's a link right there to the late July tortilla chips. They are so good. I like to get just the sea salt ones. They're super thin and they're almost like restaurant quality. If I don't make my own, because sometimes, hey, the whole point in binge watching and all that, you're going to be sitting in the kitchen slaving over the stove all day. What's the point? So if I don't make my own chips, these are a good second. They're really, really good. And pair those with Trader Joe's has the best salsa. I'm telling you, it's restaurant grade. And I've been to some really good Mexican restaurants on the West Coast. Ooh. And the salsa it's like the closest to the real deal salsa. And it's so addictive. And they make it's called Serrano salsa fresca, and it's so good. It's the perfect. It's spicy, but then there's a nice lime like finish at the end. So it's so amazing, and it's not in a jar or anything on their shelves. It's over where you would find their deli meats and things like that at Trader Joe's. So where you find like the deli meat and the cheese and all of that, it's really, really good. Don't worry about it if you can't. Okay. Okay, great. Awesome. So yeah, if you never bought late July chips, you're sleeping on them. They are so good. All of their chips are good. The blue corn ones, the ones with a hint of lime, which I also like too, are really good. But they're just the classic ones that are sea salt are really, really good. Yeah, really good. So let's just pop back to the PowerPoint, please, dear. Thank you. We're gonna wrap this up, y'all. And then the last thing on as far as the snacks is Talenti's. Pardon? Oh, okay. Let's pull up the picture of the pistachio gelato. Talenti's makes this amazing Sicilian pistachio gelato, and I must admit that while I was binge watching yesterday, I ate the last of it, and I try to say I'm only going to eat. I try to get 3 servings out of this because I could really, really almost eat a whole one at one time, almost at least half. Yeah, I'm being a little half. at least. But so I try to eat it in thirds. So I just try to break down the pint into thirds. When I tell you that this is so good, and this is almost kind of like a not so bad thing. Gelato has 30% less fat than ice cream. So I kind of feel like it's not so bad as me, like, like all the ice, the cream and the fat that's in this milkshake. I'm gonna take another sip of. Um, but the flavor is so good, and they have so many amazing flavors. I think I've only ever tried one other one, and I didn't really like it that much. I still keep going back to the Sicilian pistachio. So those are my kind of like go-to snacks. So there you have it, folks. All the snacks and all the quick like little bites that you can have while you're binge watching or whether you're preparing for game day like today. Hey, it's Sunday. It's all about football. These are great snacks and treats that you can have for your friends and your family or just yourself, as I said, if you're binge watching on TV, sitting around in your pajamas because you never took off your pajamas all day. These are the perfect things. All I did on Fridays, I went Thursday. I went to the grocery store, got all my grocery shopping done and all of that. And then I was like, yeah, because I don't plan on doing anything. I don't plan on moving from the sofa besides errands yesterday. I came back in like at 11. I did not move until today at about 9 to go to church. That's it. So I had all my little snacks all set up. So yeah, just do your grocery shopping and stay in and, prepare all your favorite snacks and then you're set for the weekend. You'll thank me later. So I hope you guys got some really good ideas there for some really tasty little snacks for you to pull together for a binge or Netflix and chill kind of weekend. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. And I also want to say before I sign off, my heart and my prayers go out to anyone that's been affected by Hurricane Florence. And we are very blessed here in the Washington metropolitan area that we dodged it because we were supposed to get remnants of it. And today the sun is shining, yesterday the sun is shining, so we're very blessed that we aren't affected by it. But, those of you around the country and around the world, because I have viewers all around the world, please keep those on the East Coast of the states in your thoughts and prayers, particularly the Carolinas. So until next week, have a blessed one. Take care.